How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Ford and Red Bull partnership. Now, I know this is not breaking. This news has kind of been out for like a week now, but I am honestly really excited. I'm kind of a bit of a casual F1 fan, I will say. Like myself, like I'm not going to claim to be like a crazy F1 fan. However, I've been watching the league more and more over the past like couple years or so. My favorite driver is honestly Max Verstappen, which makes this partnership obviously just that much more better for me. Now, I'm not saying I'm a Hamilton hater. I'm not saying like I hate anyone else. I like a bunch of the different drivers. I think Perez as well with Red Bull is probably the most, like, they're the best defensive driver in the league, I think. But I do just like Verstappen just that much more compared to all of the other drivers. And obviously, if you've been subscribed to my channel, you know that I am a Ford fan. I'm a Mustang owner. I just like the brand Ford. There are some things that they do that really just rub me the wrong way. I'm not talking about the Mach-E in particular, but it's definitely one of those things. But yeah, I mean, I honestly cannot wait to see Ford actually compete and make these drivetrains for Red Bull in the 2026 season. Now, this is some time, obviously, before this actually takes place. There's going to be a few years left to where Honda is going to be making the drivetrains with Red Bull, and we all have seen how successful Red Bull can be with those Honda drivetrains, and I think that Honda hopefully should pursue a partnership elsewhere with some other F1 team because they definitely obviously have the backing to do that, both financially and with their engineering department and the racing development department. They should 100% do that. However, I do think that the main reason why Ford is choosing to, I guess, go in with Red Bull in the 2026 year is because that is gonna be the year that the new gen hybrid F1 cars are going to be first used. Now, Ford has been dumping a lot of R&D when it comes to EV performance. I mean, we don't have to look much further than the Mustang, I think 1400 Mach-E, the Mach-E 1400, whatever it's called. But that thing is just absolutely wild. 1400 wheel horsepower, all wheel horsepower, and it's just it's kind of crazy what they are doing with some of these kind of early stage electric motors. And thinking ahead now, like 3 years in advance, it's going to be really interesting to see what Ford is capable of. Now, we're going to be looking at an article actually by MotorTrend today that kind of discusses a lot of the different history with Ford and F1, why Ford going back into F1 is so important for their brand and for their like racing heritage. But before we get into today's article, definitely be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and click that bell icon down below. All that stuff really does help me out a ton as a smaller car channel here on YouTube, and I post new content daily, and I post a whole bunch of different kind of automotive content here on YouTube. So if you're new to the channel, it definitely would mean a lot. But anyways, without wasting any more time, guys, getting right into it today. Here is this article by MotorTrend. Now, again, this was put out on the 3rd of February, so again, about a week ago now. And Ford has really been, again, investing in a lot of their racing heritage, and now we're seeing with this new S650 Mustang, they're bringing back GT2, GT3, and I believe GT4 racing as well. And I also think that they're going to be in the Australian Supercar League. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments below. Now, one thing that I think they might have mentioned it in this article, or I might have seen it in another article, but unfortunately Ford is not going to be competing in Le Mans this year. So that is kind of a letdown, or actually I shouldn't say they're not going to be competing in Le Mans completely, but they're not going to be going out there and like trying to make a prototype car, how Cadillac has been trying to do, and will actually enter Le Mans with a prototype car. I don't think this year, but maybe next year. But yeah, Ford is not going to be doing that at that class, which is kind of unfortunate, but I do think that they're still going to be in the 24 Hours of Le Mans in, again, those like GT classes. So some of the lower classes, which I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Now, in this section of this article, I actually found this really cool. Basically, the whole like Ford is no stranger to F1. They talk about Ford's engine I guess, did the debut of it in 1967, and then eventually like phasing out in 1983. However, in the 90s, Ford did see a lot of success. They did also have Michael Schumacher racing for them at one point, and then eventually in 2005, they wound up selling Jaguar, which was, I guess, their team, to Red Bull. So kind of like this whole thing is just one giant full circle, which I think that this is really cool that Ford is now joining up with Red Bull, because again, their F1 team, their most recent F1 team in the late 90s, or I guess the early 2000s, was actually sold to Red Bull. So I think that this whole thing is just really, really neat, and this is definitely going to make me watch a lot more F1 once Ford does get into the league. However, I'm probably just going to be I'm looking forward to this new season starting now. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on what you guys think about the meaning of this new partnership, I guess, for the Ford brand, for Ford racing heritage. And also let me know what you think, how it kind of pushes and influences other domestic auto manufacturers from here in the United States to potentially, you know, look at F1 as more of a, I guess, platform where they can really display their performance and kind of duke it out on the world stage, because we all know that F1 is undeniably the probably like the prestige, like premier one, top of the line motorsports league in the world. It's like bar none. So I think that it's really, really cool to again see a domestic brand enter it and enter it through a partnership with an existing team that's defending champions that I may add, actually back-to-back defending champions. Although I don't know, in 2021 I don't think they won the constructors title. I think Mercedes-Benz took that one, but Max Verstappen is coming off back-to-back championships. So it's really cool to see a domestic company partnering with a brand that's already been very, very successful in F1, and on top of that, they're my favorite manufacturer, and they're partnering with my favorite manufacturer. So I'm kind of really, really excited for this. Again, I'm more of a casual F1 fan, but I'm definitely going to be, this is drawing my attention for sure. So anyways, without wasting any more of your guys' times, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of this partnership. While you guys are down there, definitely be sure to leave a like, subscribe, click that bell icon down below. All that stuff, again, really does help me out a ton. Like always, thank you guys so much for sticking to the end of today's video. I truly do appreciate your time, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed today's video, click on either of these links right here to watch a similar video from this channel, or click on the little circle link right there to actually subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. I do appreciate all the support, but thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day.